Hello and welcome to the Valley. Today I am your host, Janet Michael. I am sitting at Jim Barnett Park today across from Chris Conyer, my wild and crazy park student.
We just talked for half an hour before we even got to the show.
I'm telling you people, you really need to come into the park, find Conyer and ask him about some of the things that you would never guess happen in a park.
Yeah, a day in
the
life.
In a park after dark.
Yeah, we really are a true episode of the sitcom
Parks and Recreation.
Yeah.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah, that's about as accurate of a sitcom as you can get.
That's good to know because I love that show and I've always wondered how real, like The Office is fairly on point for a lot of offices that I've worked in.
For
but
sure.
It's good to know. So are you Ron?
Yes, I am.
That seems.
Yeah.
I feel like you'd be more of a
opposite
Leslie instead of a Ron.
I'm probably more of a Leslie, yeah, absolutely.
So Chris is City Parks Director for Winchester City Parks. Tons of things going on. I was shocked when you said not 2 minutes ago that May 29th is the last day of school because I am of a generation that went well into June before we got out of school.
It seems like they get out earlier and then they also go back earlier.
Oh, yeah. And a lot of the high school graduations now are mid-May. It's before even the last day of school for your elementary and middle school kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm glad the pool's opening Memorial Day weekend because it's going to give you a lot of coverage.
Yeah, the park is already busy, but it'll continue to get busy, especially with graduation parties at all the pavilions. I mean, that's very popular. So 2 weeks, Memorial Day, pool opens. When you think of summer, aquatics is obviously number one on the list. So we're in full gear right now, getting ready to open the outdoor pool here in Jim Barnett. Lifeguard training, clean water, getting the building spruced up. So we completely did a full paint job on both the inside of the outdoor pool building and the outside. So the outside was kind of a grayish color, a little depressing. So we put the navy blue on, so we branded the park with a lot of navy blue. Winchester baseball, some of the colors, a lot of them are navy blue. Shenandoah obviously has navy blue, and it just pops real nice. So starting there, getting our water clear, chlorine, pool chemicals.
And that is a big job. I don't know that people can really appreciate, unless you have had a pool of your own, you cannot appreciate how difficult it is to get that water to where it needs to be.
Absolutely. Yeah, and then the deck, quick aside here, we put fake coyotes out on the deck to keep the geese off. That has made a huge difference, actually, because the deck is a lot cleaner than it's ever been before.
I never thought about the geese. I mean, I think about the geese when I'm talking to Justin Kearns, because we can't record outside there anymore because they're so noisy on Wilkins Lake. But I didn't think about them being over here. That is genius.
It worked. The college kids are starting to come home now. The spring semesters are ending, so lifeguard training, and we.
Do you need lifeguards still?
Yeah, we will always take lifeguards. Remember, we're a 12-month-a-year process.
Right.
And college kids, it is attractive because you get the summer gig, but then you can also work
on Christmas break.
Because we have high school swim and the pool's open, the indoor pool is cranked during those times. So it's a nice gig. And it also looks good on a resume.
Yeah, because then you're CPR trained. You've got all these other skill sets that you get to put on your resume just because you were a lifeguard at your local park.
Yeah, and then Memorial Day, we open. The big news for us is we actually extended our hours. Last summer was absolutely phenomenal. We had a ton of daily visits, just a ton of patrons that frequented the pool all summer long. So we opening early, 11:30, and we're closing at 6:30 every day.
Oh, nice.
So that's going to be nice to spread it out and have more people come in. It's also nice for our concessionaire because we'll be open more lunch, whereas last year we were a little bit later. So Memorial Day is when it happens. And then with the pool comes everything else. That 11:30 to 6:30, we're open way before that and way after that. So lap swim goes from indoor to outdoor. 6 in the morning, the pool's bigger. So
it's an easier lap.
Yeah, I think our patrons that regularly do lap swim enjoy the outdoor pool a little bit more than the indoor pool, just because it's longer and
it's outside.
Yeah,
it's to me, I feel like
fresh air, that kind of thing. So we'll transition all of that. And then swim lessons, we're still doing level 1 free for city residents. So again, big kudos to our aquatic staff putting that schedule together. And I think we've established, because our swim lessons are full all year round. And it's a big life skill. You should be, don't say it, it's the same thing. But it's good to get kids at a younger age. And we have adult too. Actually, our adult lessons are actually popular.
Oh, maybe I'll have to do a live podcast of you getting an adult swim lesson.
Well, I can swim, just for the record. I'm not well.
Oh, I've heard stories about you at the beach. Don't
No,
even.
no, I'm not. Like at the beach, no,
Yes.
that's a different.
Yeah, the downside to me also being friends with your brother-in-law, Jason Craig, is that I have all kinds of stories when you guys do your
Exactly.
family
You
vacations.
Get the dirt. Yeah, I'm definitely not out there deep in the ocean. But anyway, that skill, being able for parents to get their kids into level 1
Is incredibly important.
Yeah, and at least get them going. And then, of course, we house Winchester swim team, so they're practicing all summer. We do have the one weekend in June, I think it's June 22nd, where we do shut down the pool and they do what they call the long course meet. It's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, huge swim meet, draws in teams from all over the place. Last year they had Pennsylvania, Ohio, Maryland, Virginia. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. And the other thing is, because our pool is 50 meters, it's longer. That's why they call it long course. You don't see that at a lot of different places. So it attracts the swim teams because it's a little bit of a different feel. So, we house Winchester swim team. The local swim teams have a league. So we obviously host a couple of those meets. And then our aqua fitness classes.
I was going to say, you have aquatic fitness classes
Oh, my
for
goodness.
senior citizens. Maybe that's what you should do.
It's open to anybody,
Yeah.
really.
So maybe we'll do one together. We'll put our
Again.
little swim caps on and we'll.
Likelihood of that happening, probably slim. But they are very popular. We're talking, the classes are very big, 50 plus people out there every day getting after it. And so all this cranks up, and then we still keep the indoor pool going.
Oh yeah, it's not like you close it up completely.
Yeah,
You still have access to that.
Yeah, we still do, and we do a lot of our swim lessons in the evening in there because of thunderstorms. Warmer water for the little kids is always nice. So it's nice to have the dual pool system, but it's also very busy. And then you throw in that's just like the day-to-day stuff. And then you throw in some of the special things that we do.
You said something before we started recording about dollar days.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We advertised June 16th and 23rd. Those are Mondays. Those are two special days that we designated right from the start. Is come on a Monday, it only costs you $1.
Oh, nice.
You spend a day at the pool. Now, hopefully the weather cooperates.
I know, yeah.
And we'll do some more dollar days. Those aren't going to be the only two. But traditionally, we'll do like a social media blitz or whatever, just to pump some people into the pool on those days.
But if they have a summer membership, and depending on how often they come, it could be less than $1 for them to
So
come
that
to the
is
pool.
a perfect segue because we do have memberships, and the summer pass is the deal, especially if you have a family. A lot of teachers with kids take advantage of it. It's 25% off. You do a 3-month summer membership. So you can still work out in the fitness room, do the daily drop-ins. There's all kinds of different fitness classes, but you get
The pool.
You get the access to the pool. You come 7 days a week.
Yeah, and then like I said, it is probably less than $1 when you average it out.
If you know that I'm looking forward to spending days at the pool.
2 or 3 days a week with a mom who has at least 2 kids, 3 kids, it's just a no-brainer.
Yeah, so now's the time to capitalize on that. Get the summer pass and you're set up. It's the deal. Danny is our aquatics coordinator and John's our aquatic specialist. Man, they have stepped up to the plate. And then we have Splash Bash. That's Saturday, May 31st. I'm excited for all of our stuff, but when I talk aquatics, and I typically do not get that excited about aquatics, but I am pretty pumped. And last summer was awesome. We had so many people at the pool. Now, it helped that it was super hot and it didn't rain a lot, but man, oh man, it was great to see.
You're one of the few people who kind of sort of pray for a drought. because
it
means more people at the pool.
Yeah, it was awesome. It really was. And I think because of the jump the last 2 years, after this summer, we're going to get an outdoor pool project funded. So we'll be replastering the pool and fixing the slide and maybe adding some shade. Our project got a high priority, and it is related to a ton of people in the community are coming here and want to use the pool. So we're pretty excited. We also have a phenomenal lifeguard staff. They did a a really nice job connecting to patrons. That's one of the things. You know how I am.
Oh yeah, you like knowing that when somebody comes in, particularly with the lifeguards, if a mom is coming or just anybody's coming to the pool, they know who I say kid, but they know who the lifeguard is. They know where they're going to college, and they know who the kids' names are, and it really is a much more of a relationship.
Yeah, it's all about being familiar, especially the people that come regularly. They get to know our staff gets to know them. They feel more comfortable. The atmosphere is nice. It's always happened, but because of the amount of people that came last year, I think. And then the other thing is when people come in town to visit people, they actually feel comfortable bringing them to the pool or
to the park. Yeah,
which helps a lot. So aquatics, again, that's one of our signature things, and we've got a lot of cool stuff scheduled. We also bought inflatable volleyball, which we're gonna pop out there. That's a little extra.
That should be fun.
And then I want to remind people that you can rent the pool Friday and Saturday night for private parties. We did that. We have two of our children's, my wife and I, two of our kids have summer birthdays. Nothing better than renting the pool.
And now they know a guy.
Like, you don't have to entertain. It's like, pool's open.
Yeah, I'll have hot dogs over here, but you guys are on your own and you're good.
Cut the cake.
That is perfect.
So that's obviously an option. And residents of the city get a discount. Not that you can't rent a pool if you're not a resident of the city. It's just going to cost you a little bit extra money.
Where can people go?
They want to go to our website. City residents all have this.
They got the activity guide. They get it in the mail. City residents do.
Yes. And then there's a thing called Peach Jar in the county. Because of Jim Barnett, we're in West Virginia, Frederick County, obviously. It's going to go out on Peach Jar, which goes to all the kids in the county.
Oh, nice.
So this will go out Wednesday. So it'll be on your computer too. But you can go to our website. City of Winchester, there's a huge thing right in the middle that says Parks and Rec. You can't.
There it is.
Yeah.
And then you can look at the activity guide. You can see all of the things, because it would take us 3 hours or more. Even as fast as you and I talk, it would take us 3 hours or more to go through it all.
It comes up, like the guide comes up on your computer, and you can turn the pages and all that, and it has all the information in there. But yeah, I think starting off with aquatics is obviously a no-brainer for us.
Let's take a break. When we come back, let's talk about summer camps, sports camps, all of those cool, fun things.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to do all that when we come back. We are sitting today at Jim Barnett Park chatting with Chris Conyer. He is City Parks Director. We're going to talk about summer camps, sports camps, family day fishing, rodeo, all the things in just a couple of minutes.
Don't let a cringy DJ ruin your wedding day. Celebrate confidently instead with Summit Events Co., the premier entertainment company in the Shenandoah Valley. Summit Events is serving 200 couples a year with 5-star reviewed DJs, photo booths, 360 booths, live music, and more. You can celebrate confidently with Ben Savory, Summit Events founder and chief party officer, who was just named the Top of Virginia Entrepreneur of the Year. Don't risk your wedding. Book a professional at summiteventsco.com. That's summiteventsco.com, and on Instagram at Summit Events Co.
Welcome back to the Valley. Today I am your host, Janet Michael. We are sitting today at Jim Barnett Park. I am sitting with Chris Conyer. He is City Parks Director. We talked for, a half hour, 45 minutes before we started recording. We recorded the first 15 minutes of the show, and now we've been sitting here another 30 minutes.
Dude, this is a great Friday activity. I'm not going to lie. I look forward to sitting down with you every time. It's just fun.
It is fun, and I love being the one that gets to hear about all of the cool, fun things that are happening and being able to share them with everybody else out there. And camps are such a big deal. Every parent wants their kid to go to a camp of some sort, and you've got them all sorts of stuff, whether it's sports or not sports. You've got everything here.
Yeah, it's impossible to cover everything in the activity guide. We have a beautiful offering of sport camps spread out throughout the summer. Basketball camp with Hanley.
And that registration's half off.
Yeah, so there's deadlines on all of our sports camps. That dates back to the agreement we have with Shenandoah University, the Youth Sports Initiative. So right now, city residents, not only do you get quality camps with awesome instructors, right now you can get them for half off. Which means maybe you could do
two camps,
Maybe you could do two
or send 2 kids to a camp.
Exactly. I encourage everybody to take advantage of taking a look at that now. And again, a lot of people after Apple Blossom, the light bulb goes off, I gotta go.
Now I gotta figure all this stuff out.
But our staff has lined up some stuff for all ages. The sports camps are phenomenal. Again, like the first one is basketball camp with the staff at Hanley. Hanley is the team. They have boys and girls for that matter.
Whatever.
I mean, they are
As
the
a James
squad.
Wood Colonel, I prefer not to agree with you.
I know, but they got a lot of good players, and they got a lot of good history and assistant coaches, and Coach Harrell is phenomenal. Man, their camp is good.
I have sent Josh to baseball camps. At 10, 11, 12 years old, he probably could have done a better job running.
Yes.
So I love that when you do your camps, you make sure you got people that are running
Yeah.
these camps that are actually going to teach these kids something.
So the soccer camp is the SU coach, Coach Cates. His camps were awesome last year, so much so that we had to add a second one. So we have a June session and a July session.
Oh, wow.
Just because we had so many kids. And if you're on vacation in June, then you take advantage of July or vice versa. So he's back. We added Under Armour Rise Flag Football as one of our park partners. I think it's been 2 years now.
Because they do a whole thing on the turf field.
Friday nights on the turf in the spring, and then they have a fall program too. He's got over 300 players.
What?
And he just started like 3 years ago. And so that's what I'm saying. I'm a sports guy, so you can see the ingredients, the passion, organization. They run the program right. And this is the same thing. The camps have the right ingredients to be successful, and the kids come back, and then especially city kids, you get it for a discounted rate. Wrestling clan, volleyball, we've been known for volleyball for
Ever.
We're in spring season right now, filled it completely full, had 1 million players register, so that is always, I just looked at the numbers for that, and volleyball is our most popular camp already. And I think we're closing in on 30 players registered already. That'll probably fill actually, because you can only fit so many. And then we have Mr. DeVico. He was the teacher of the year for Winchester Public Schools. He does a sports camp that hits all the different camps.
So if you got a kid who isn't really sure, do they like football? Do they like
Exactly.
soccer? Is baseball my thing? This is a great way for them to test the waters on a variety of different sports.
Absolutely.
That's
And
good.
It's also more about fun. I like it because I'm a big recreational based guy.
You just want them moving.
Yeah, exactly. He has a 9 to 13, so he has like an older version where the kids, they get after it a little bit more. And then he has the younger version, 5 to 8, where it's a
Or
little
learning
bit
some
more
basics and
Yeah, and then we've added some skills clinics for basketball, which is nice. We have the wrestling camp is back. And then the other one I wanted to highlight was Storytime Creation. This is our preschool, and they theme it out on like a book, and then they do all the activities. And
Nuh-uh.
yeah, dude, it's awesome. 6 and under, so it's the little.
So it's age
the little
appropriate
bit.
for you.
Yeah, but it's very creative, fun, but somewhat educational. I think that's going to be a hit. Hands-on activities, story time, and then our 2 big events that I want to mention. I mean, you can go and check our activity guide. There's a bunch of other stuff. The Game of Skate, so that's a skate competition. We recently added phase 1 of our skate park. So on May 31st in the morning, 9 to noon, we're doing a skate competition. So we have prizes, and there'll be music out there. It's also going to give the older skaters, along with parents of younger skaters, an opportunity to remind them that we do have a phase 2 planned.
Oh,
And
nice.
so they can look at that.
And that's great for not even just the skaters that are coming that day to compete, but if you have a kid who might be interested in skating, come watch.
Yeah.
Come check out what's going on.
Yeah, they're going to do some breaks in the action where you can get out on the skate pad. I've seen some of these guys down there. It's no joke.
It's like
So
Tony
I'm-
Hawk level stuff.
Yeah, so I'm actually looking forward to, because a game of skate is like in basketball, it's similar to a game of horse.
Okay.
And so they're all getting after it.
That's cool. And
Yeah.
that's that morning, because then that afternoon, you've got all of the pool stuff.
Yeah, the pool stuff. It ties right in the splash pad. So that's a big day for us. That's a first timer because we just got the skate event. So hopefully we can build on that. And then we have our fishing rodeo. That's very popular, supported by the Wilkins Foundation. The Wilkins Foundation also just contributed some donation money so we could get the final 2 courts done on Russ Potts courts.
Oh.
So those basketball courts are bad. One of the
One
center
of-
court is gone.
I remember
Like, there
we
is
talked
no
about that.
basketball in center court. So we fixed one of them. There was 2 to remain. The foundation contributed.
Nice.
And then they also contribute to the fishing rodeo. And we super stock the Wilkins Lake. For
Yeah,
this
because
event.
it stays stocked, right?
Yes.
You stock on a regular basis,
Yeah.
but then you like double up.
We just had a school event where they used it as an educational tool, Wilkins Lake. In the meantime, they stocked it full of trout. So it's like currently trout.
And is that an
stocked.
event just for kids, or is that for
No, that's for
adults
all
and
ages.
kids?
That's for all ages.
Oh, that's
we have
nice.
different age groups, and then we got a ton of prizes. There's tackle boxes and fishing poles and all kinds of goodies. It's a cool event. And the good news is, based on the amount of fish we put in there,
You're almost guaranteed to catch
yeah,
something.
You're gonna catch. I hate to say that, like as a guarantee, but I've been there now the last 2 years. Like people are.
It's
pulling
highly
fish.
likely.
Not a difficult fish.
What is it? They say shooting fish in a barrel.
Yeah.
This is going to be similar to
Yeah.
that with a fishing pole.
You might just be able to reach it. If you see a big one, just reach
grab
it.
it.
Grab it.
But you do have to have a fishing license.
Yes, you do have to have a fishing license. Yeah, that's rule. Of course, we have to follow by the guidelines.
And those are easy to get. You can buy those online. For kids, they're a little bit of nothing if there even is a
Yeah.
cost under a certain age. So that's an easy requirement to fulfill.
And by the way, this is the 41st year
Get out.
for that thing. That's crazy to me.
That is insane.
41 years that event has been around. And it's popular. We
It
have
has
a
to
ton
be, or
of
you
them.
wouldn't keep doing it
I know, yeah,
if
yeah.
it wasn't
obviously.
popular.
But yeah, so that's on June 14th in the morning, obviously, best time to fish. Very popular, a lot of prizes.
And it's a great way to introduce your kids to fishing. It's a great way, if they already like to fish, to just spend some time with your granddads can bring their grandkids out, dads can bring their daughters out. Anybody can fish.
Yeah, it's a cool atmosphere too, to be honest with you. A lot of people helping each other, and then especially the little kids. And then the likelihood of catching a fish is high, so there's a lot of excitement, checks a lot of boxes. And obviously we're very thankful for the Wilkins family.
Oh, yeah.
They're awesome. I've met them, and just super nice people.
Oh, Jimmy Wilkins is one of my favorite people on the planet.
Yeah,
He's amazing.
They're just amazing people. And the fact that, obviously, I didn't know Senator Potts that well, but I did have lunch with him at Winchester Country Club the first month that I was here. And I had never met him before. And I have to say, I was super impressed.
He is one of the most regular, down-to-earth, normal people.
Yeah. And for him to reach out to the new park director, and I didn't know him, I was actually nervous going over there. And I have to say, I was supremely impressed with him, as I should be. He has a great reputation. Everybody speaks highly of him. But the fact that the Potts' name is on those courts, and then he passed away, I was like,
You've got to do something to
And I'm
honor
a
him.
basketball guy. I was like, we're not keeping those, because it looks terrible. And so we got one court in, and then thankfully the Wilkins Foundation granted us the money to finish them. And then Wilson's Asphalt is helping us with it. They gave us a
Bruce.
Yes, he's
Love
awesome
Bruce.
too. So it's just been phenomenal. And so we're gonna have 3 brand new courts down there. You can see one of them down there. It looks amazing. And to have the other 2, I'm pretty pumped about.
Awesome. So before we wrap up, are we doing fireworks this year?
Yes.
As if that's even a question, because,
Yeah.
oh no, we're canceling those. Of course we're doing fireworks.
Yes, July 3rd. So we're the eve of July 4th. We renamed it Red, White, and Boom.
I kind of like that better.
I like it too. Our creative staff came up with that, of course. But yeah, full event. We want everybody in the park.
Have you booked your fireworks vendor?
Yes.
Because I've learned from all of the fireworks that happen all around the valley that getting that vendor early is very important.
We're locked in. And remember, last year didn't go real well.
I know.
Bodie Grimm caught fire. And then I caught a lot of fire
Yes, I
on
bet
the
you
back
did.
end. The department did. So we rectified that. Fireworks, you don't want that to happen.
Right.
But these are commercial grade fireworks. It's a lot of money, so hopefully this year we don't. I pray we don't have the same thing. When you see a giant flame go up on your baseball field, you're like, I think the dude lit all of them off too quick.
Word.
But we got all, the Royals will be playing. We got the pools open. The turf will have a bunch of activities on it. Of
Yep.
course, we'll have fireworks. We'll have the food vendors, the craft vendors. It's sponsored by Hartlow and Erie Insurance again this year, which is awesome to have their support. And that kicks off Parks and Rec Month. July.
Yep, you're going to come back end of June, and we're going to talk about July being Parks and Rec
Yeah.
month. We'll get more details about the Red,
Yeah,
White,
we
and
have
Boom.
a bunch of different things scheduled for July to celebrate.
Are we being
profession.
overtaken?
Yep, here come the kids.
Here come the kids. It's time for us to wrap up.
Which
I have
means
to
it's probably
run.
raining outside, so they're going to the gym.
That could be
That's
it,
exactly what I think is going on here.
So winchesterva.gov
Yep.
/parks.
Yep, that's it.
Or just go to winchesterva.gov and it's right
yeah.
there. And,
Yeah, you can't miss it. It's right in the middle. It says Parks and Rec.
And do you have printed copies of this activity
Yeah.
guide here at the park that
Uh-huh.
somebody can come by and pick up?
Absolutely.
If they didn't get one in the mail, city residents, of course, got one in the mail.
Yeah, county residents that have school children in the Frederick County Public Schools, it should hit them midweek. But yeah, hard copies are right
Okay.
here. You can walk in. They're sitting in the stand out there. You just grab one.
And then follow you on social media, Facebook, Instagram.
Yep, Winchester Parks and Rec, all that stuff.
Thank you for taking the
Yeah,
time and
that's awesome.
making the time, making the
Yo.
extra hour and a half today.
Dude, I'm telling you, it goes by. It feels like
know.
I've been sitting here 5 minutes.
It's so quick.
Yeah.
I will be back tomorrow with a brand new episode of The Valley. Today it is Tourism Tuesday. I'm talking to Suzanne about Luckett Spring Market that is happening this weekend at the Clark County Fairgrounds. That's where I'm going to be from dawn on Friday until dusk on Sunday. So meet me back here for that conversation just a few minutes after noon.